Hello friends, in today's video we will see how to create a very nice potting mix using coconut coir. So this is how the coconut coir looks like. I bought this coconut coir online at Amazon. You can look at the video description to get the product link. And this basically is a compressed brick of coconut coir, so that makes it easier to ship. And you can just add some water to it to expand the coconut coir and start using it as a potting mix. So you need a wide container like this cart that I'm using, and I'm going to be using some rainwater that I'd saved over from the rains in the past week. So what you need to do is basically add the water to the coconut coir and let the brick absorb all the water and expand to almost like 10 times its volume. So once the coconut coir brick has taken in all the water, you can see how easily it breaks down into this coconut fiber that you can use for your growing medium. Now if you notice that some part of the brick is still dry, you can just keep the soft part aside and then just add some more water so that the rest of the brick breaks down. Now, why would you use coconut coir? Why not just use something like peat moss, which is being used for a while now? Well, the reason for using coconut coir over peat moss is that peat moss is a non-renewable resource, which means that we have been mining peat moss for our use from nature, and there will be one day when we might not have enough peat moss available. Coconut coir, however, is a byproduct of the coconut industry. It's basically the leftover husk of the coconut that is not used really for any other purpose. So as more and more companies start manufacturing coconut coir, we should see that the price of the coconut coir growing medium should also start going down. And it's already not that expensive, considering that all this coconut coir that you're going to see costed me about $10. So this little brick that you saw will expand and yield something like 3 or 4 cubic feet of growing medium, which is pretty impressive. So here you can see almost all the coconut coir is ready. The coconut brick has absorbed all the water, and you can see that this whole garden cart is now full of coconut coir that can be used as a growing medium. Coconut coir itself does not contain a lot of nutrients, but it does contain some potassium, which will help your seedlings grow very well, and that's what makes coconut coir a great seed starting mix as well. So here you can see it's all ready, and what I do is once all the coconut coir has expanded, I store them in big bags so that I can use them easily in the future as and when I need to. So for the potting mix recipe, we have some compost. This is some homemade compost. We have some perlite, which is basically a light medium, and the coconut coir that we just expanded from the brick. We will also be adding some rock dust to this potting mix. I'm using azomite here, which is a volcanic rock dust, and what it basically does is it adds some important nutrients to this potting mix. If you want, you can add some all-purpose fertilizer to this potting mix as well. I will be using a liquid fertilizer later on, which is why I haven't added the fertilizer to this mix. But remember that the coconut coir potting mix is a mix that doesn't have any nutrients, and when you plant your seedlings or your plants in it, they need some nourishment. So either use a well-balanced fertilizer, an organic fertilizer, and add it to your potting mix, or you could use a slow-release fertilizer as granules in your potting mix. And if you're planning to use liquid fertilizers like fish or seaweed, as I'm planning to, you can leave that out. If you do not have perlite available, you can substitute that with vermiculite, and both perlite and vermiculite can be ordered on Amazon as well as in some home improvement stores around your area. This was the potting mix that we created using coconut coir, and I'm planting some spinach seedlings that are now ready to be transplanted into this potting mix. And as I mentioned, I'll be using a liquid fertilizer for these plants. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope you liked this potting mix recipe. If you have your own recipe, please do share it with us, and I'll see you again soon. Happy gardening!